G'day guys, my name is Craig and I'm doing this video as a bit of an unscripted, pretty much unedited studio tour. It's mainly for my kids and grandkids in Australia. So that'd be shout out to Crystal, Justin, Megan, Lachlan, Caden, Sienna, Logan, question mark, still in the oven, Lara and Jack. I think that's all of them so far. So I'm an Australian and I live in the Philippines, and I wanted to take you guys through my studio in air quotes. This is my studio, but it's a mess. I'm not cleaning anything up for this video. This is just pressed record, and now I'm going to walk around and show you what I got. So I am a Gen X Aussie, so if I happen to say anything that offends anyone that's watching this video, just harden up and get over it, hey? Don't be a victim. Cheers. So let's see. What have we got? Let me double click this thing. Triple click. Nice. Okay, so this is one of the rooms in our house here in the Philippines. I work here, of course. I work for a company doing stuff, and that's about all I'll say. I started off with this little audio interface here, the M-Audio M-Track 2x2 MIDI at the very beginning. Now I just use it to get my my work audio through to my main audio system. Actually, shout out to the Patch and Tweak book. Patch and Tweak. Picked this up the other day on Amazon and only just started reading it, but yeah, it's great. So as you can see, I'm starting to understand modular Eurorack predominantly. So moving past most of my really work-related aspects here. Oh, lurking in the desk is my Osmo. Whoops. My Osmo Pocket. That's the camera, mate. This is my OP1. So it gets a bit of use, not as much as it should. Big plans for that, but I'll come back to that. And I'll be able to integrate that with some of the other gear I've got going on. So OP1 stays there next to the headache medicine. Lovely, lovely. We can have a look actually up here. Kat's dad, Tate, mounted this. Shout out to Tate. He mounted this up on the wall for me. So this is my Launch Key 49 key MIDI controller, which has seen a bit of use. Good little unit. Yeah, not bad. The door that I'm using is Ableton. So I've got Ableton Suite. Yeah. Shout out to H.P. Lovecraft. Awesome author. Great visuals there. And some old geezer. That clock up there my wife got made for me, some old geezer. That's currently what I'm kind of like naming my air quotes studio. SOG studio, some old geezer. That's me. I'm over 50, I'm an old geezer. I've got a rack up here on the door because I'm not sure where else to put it. Full of different cabling here as required for the gear. And of course there's another rack here with a lot of cabling as and when required. That's not my Eurorack cables, you'll see that later. This is an extremely important room in the studio, and that's the dunny, aka toilet, aka CR. Now my wife is a huge fan of Lego and she does some amazing stuff. So recently got her all these different flowers she's been putting together, which is awesome. That's part of the studio. And you can see they're sitting on top of my Audio-Technica record player. So I've got some records from back in the 80s. So I started playing synthesizers, keyboards back in the 80s when I was a teenager in some bands in Australia. So I've got some records from back in the 80s as well, which I listen to from time to time. Even older, I've got records that my dad gave me that are probably back from the 1950s. Yeah, some little EPs and stuff. But anyway, this is my beautiful wife, Catherine. Hey, Cat. Mate, that's my baby. Some fresh fruit, because we're in the Philippines, so that's how we roll. Shout out to Irvin's salted egg potato chips. Singapore. Very, very Moorish. You want to have more, but you're going to have to get our a small business loan probably to buy a bag. They are not cheap. Crazy. Anyway, moving up here. The best band, who unfortunately have recently been covered up as I move my studio around. Best band in the world. I don't care what anyone else says. Pink Floyd. My music taste is pretty wide, pretty eclectic. I like classical, I like Marilyn Manson, I like Slipknot, Bliss and Esso, Eminem, Ray Charles, and anywhere in between. But one band that I have found just in recent years, really, not that long ago, is Gunship. Guys, Gunship is amazing. If you're into 80s retro, synthwave, a bit of rock as well, a bit of everything, Gunship, check them out. They are, apart from Floyd, they are my favourite right now. I'm listening to that shit all the time. Right, back to over here. So, yeah, power supplies, not very exciting, bits and pieces. The records I was talking about, some small ones there, some big ones down the bottom. There's probably some, oh yeah, under here is the mixer I was using until just recently, like the other week. Tiny, tiny little 4-channel alto mixer, which, I don't know, served its purpose, I guess. Arturia keystep here, which is a great little unit, and I'm refinding. Is that a word? Refinding? Whatever. I'm finding again the joy of this because of its CV outputs for my modular. So yeah, awesome stuff. Looking up the top here, we've got two Novation Launch Key Minis. One's the Mark, is it 2 and Mark 3? I think. The one with the round buttons up the top is the older version, and the one with the square buttons down the bottom is the newer version. Beneath that, we've got a Ableton Push 2, which, again, I love all my gear, so I'm going to say it again with all of them as I go past and love this. I've just got to get more time on it, but space is limited here, I guess. Next to that is the Roland SP4, is it 404 Mark II? Another great little unit I've had a fiddle with and I've got to get back to. We come down here, and here's the two synths that I had back in the 80s. So my dad bought these for me when I was about, I don't know, 15, 16 years old, when they were first released. So this was a brand new Roland Juno 2 and a brand new Roland D50. They were brand new when they were bought back in the 80s. They've been all through different parts of Western Australia and the semi-outback with me, and different bands playing all over the place. They've also been down south of Western Australia in Perth. They travelled over to Singapore and spent 7 years there with me, and now they're here with me in the Philippines, where I've been for about 10 years. So yeah, two amazing old school, I guess semi-old school synthesizers there, the Juno 2 and the D50. Went through tons and hundreds of gigs with these guys back in the day. And then I had a massive break from keyboards, synths and so on. Unfortunately, I had kids with my first wife. That is not unfortunately, but unfortunately my music took the back seat, as it should. Moving on. M Audio, Code 25 MIDI controller, has not really had much touch. When I started, there's cobwebs on the, are there cobwebs? No, maybe not. Gunk on the pitch bender and the mod wheel or whatever. There's a thing, guys. Philippines, humidity, dust, doesn't matter what room you're in, especially humidity, will really damage your gear. And some of this stuff here is the worse for wear. You'll see that when I go down to one of my mono synths shortly. But anyway, basically just a MIDI controller, guys. As you know, doesn't have any sounds on it, but it controls other stuff that does via MIDI. Maybe I'll come back to that some stage and pick it up. Got the Korg NTS, well, that's the NTS1, isn't it? Yeah. NTS1 here with, a little effects unit, mini kind of synth, which is pretty cool. And then the Roland groove boxes, the MC101 and the TR6S. These things are great. Had a lot of fun with them, and planned to do a lot with them, but then got more gear and moved on. And I will come back. I've bought gear years ago that I couldn't quite understand, as I'm still picking up a lot of stuff in the synth space, especially with modular now. And then I go and learn a new device and come back and realise that's what that means. So the penny drops. yeah, so as we go, this is a cheap as chips Amazon mixer that lights up. It's probably really a piece of junk, really. It served the purpose to link these two together for me on a little table, but there's a lot of line noise on that. At the back, look at this bad boy. This guy rocks. This is the Roland TR-08 drum machine, basically. It's a copy of the very famous 808, which basically defined a generation of synthesis and so on. I wonder if there's anything behind that. It kind of feels like there is. There could be something else back there. Anyway, and then we come over to the Volkers. So I got a whole bunch of Korg Volkers. I just couldn't help myself. I just started adding to them. So the Volker mix, to mix them all together, essentially. The Volker FM. Now, when I ordered that on Amazon, I ordered the FM2, and the screenshot was FM2 and everything else. But when it arrived, it's alright. When it arrived, it ended up being the Volker FM, which was a bit of a letdown, but still a great unit. Korg Volker Modular. Need to get back to that little fella and check him out. And the Volker Drum. Now, there is another Korg if we shoot past the Behringers quickly, and it's the Korg Volker bass sitting up there in the back. Yeah, putting all those guys together is a good lot of fun. Here's the Novation Launchpad Pro. I think it's a Mark II, round buttons. It's the earlier one. I was going to get the newer one, and then I had a look at all the other gear and thought, what the hell are you doing? So I didn't. Hold on, guys. I'm having problems with this stand on my leg down here. This thing just arrived, like literally 5 minutes ago. Amazon. What it is it's one of these racks. I'm going to come to that in a minute, but it's just an exact copy of that rack. Not the gear in the middle, just the rack. And in the rack, I'm going to mount my new mixer, which we'll come to shortly, but not yet. So let's go back. Where were we? We looked at the Volker FMs. The Behringer systems here. Now look, guys, I know there's a lot of controversy for some people out there that can't handle that Behringer is cloning original legendary synths, and yeah, there could be some bad ethics there maybe. I'm not buying it. I think this is fantastic that Behringer are able to make gear affordable to people that can't afford to buy a frickin' $1,000 Moog a synthesizer or something else, right? So for people that have the skill, or not even the skill, just the desire and the passion to get into synthesis, to get into music, this makes it affordable, and why not? So if anyone wants to get in the comments and start hating on Behringer, just bugger off, mate. Go somewhere else. Not interested. So back to it. We've got the Behringer Wasp. Whoops, here we go. The Behringer Wasp. Oh, they're all iconic recreations of previous earlier synths. I'm not going to go through all that. But Behringer Wasp, awesome. Behringer Cat, love it. Behringer Model D, again. These three together are fantastic. Actually, side topic, for some of my birthdays in recent years, my wife here has hired these guys that create cakes, custom cakes, designs of whatever you want, you know, Moana, Frozen, Toy Story, whatever. And she actually took photos of these guys, and they made me these as actual cakes with all the knobs, the dials, the markings, where the knobs were set, what they were set on, the whole lot. I'll see if I can drop some photos of those cakes. They looked exactly like the synths. It's such a great job. Anyway, moving on. This video is going to go longer than I thought, but hey, that's all right. The next one is the Novation Bass Station 2. Mate, I love the sounds that you get out of the Novation Bass Station 2. It is great. Now, have a look. You might ask yourself, if you know this unit, that's strange. He's got white knobs on his bass station. I thought they came black. They do. This is what happens when you've got some of this, I don't know, rubbery, plasticky gear in places like the Philippines with high humidity. The black outer layer of these knobs just basically cracked and fell off and started falling off like clumps of sand. And some of them are still have them on here, but they look white because of what the environment's doing to them. But it's actually, that's the black plastic, and if I touch it, it'll crumble. So I've got to go through and clean that out, clean them up, break off all the broken crap. It still works. Even the mod wheel that lights up, the mod wheel has nothing on it now. All of its outer layer has fallen off. But Bass Station 2, fantastic. So a bit of maintenance recommendation there for the guys out there. always take care of your knob. Alright, moving on. We have the Roland Boutique, one of the Boutique series. The, God, what is this called? The Juno, my God, I forget because I got so much gear. That's not a brag, that's a concern. But this little Roland Boutique synth, it's a beauty, mate. And I got it with the extra keyboard, so you can just get the module on its own. Or you can buy the little keyboard that you can connect it up to as well. That's a great little unit. Nice to integrate with the other stuff I've got. Another patch and tweak book here. This is all to do with Korg. And I got some of their gear, so why not? Now you can see we've got some modular cables here. These are the long ones that just arrived, 1.5 metre. So I can patch from my Behringer ARP 2600 all the way across to whatever I put there. So yeah, some of the modular cables there. Now beneath the base station, we're looking at my other Roland synth I got back in 2008. This is a Roland Phantom G6. This is such a good synth, and it does everything. I've probably touched on about 10% of what it does. Problem is, again, bloody Philippines, this screen here has like water behind it, and it's corrupted. It still displays, but it's got some issues, and that's a damn shame. But a fantastic keyboard slash workstation slash synth. Let's see, moving around, what do we got here? So we have my Behringer ARP 2600 Christmas tree. This is a great unit. I need to learn a lot more on it, and my plan this afternoon is to link that up with some of my modular gear. So I have that. I've got the Focusrite Scarlett, what is it, the 18i20, interface down here with all the outputs out the back, or inputs and outputs, which is a great audio interface I'm using, my main audio interface into my laptop. Coming across, we then move into the modular space. So Eurorack, I've only just really started embarking on this recently, so I've still got some slots that need to be filled. The gear's bought, but it's in Australia and I've got to pick it up in about a month. So yeah, lots of things going on here. Pam's Pro Workout. We've got some Pico systems, some mini sequencers, mini effects. We've got a couple of Behringer oscillators. They're 4 LFO, quad VCA, their output mixer here, as well as a dual ADSR envelopes, a dual VCF here, voltage controlled filter. Then we've got a combination VCO, VCF, VCA right there, and their little sequencer, all from basically a clone, a homage to the Roland System 100 synthesizer from back in the, 70s, I'm thinking. Then I got a MIDI to CV converter down here, as well as a multi-gate, some other little Pico things, another couple of VCOs there. The Abacus, which is a clone of the Maths, a nice little Polyvox VCF there from Erica Synths, and then another couple of Picos there. There's a drum setup as well as effects, followed with a little kick, a hi-hat and snare, along with then a kick next to that. The 4MS dual looping delay system, the rings, resonator, the Erica Synths sample drum. Is it 2, I think? So you got the little SD card there, drop your samples in, trigger them via CV or whatever you like. Currently triggered from Pam's up there. And then down here is the excellent little black joystick 2 from Erica Synths. Connect that up to anything and basically use the use the joystick to modulate anything you connect that to, whether it's filter cutoff or whatever. Come be what may. Also missed over the NTS2 here, little Korg oscilloscope, great little unit. Moving over, we have the Korg SQ64. I got that a while back and had a bit of a play with it. I liked it, but it didn't really, it didn't click with me to begin with. It didn't gel. But now I've got the modular, it's starting to make a lot of sense, yeah? Getting my pitch, my volt per octave, modulation, gate, and all of that output into whichever module I want to be driving. So that works very well. The other modules that are coming is the VC16 vocoder from Behringer, the Victor from Behringer, the Brains from Behringer, and the Chaos from Behringer. So there you go. Behringer haters, choke on that. Speakers I'm using are the Rocket KRK, don't know if these are the 7s or the 5s, I forget. Bloody good speakers though. Audio Technica headphones. And then I've got a couple of pedals here, effects pedals, which are amazing. The Mercury 7, the Poly Moon from Meris. And then, of course, what studio's complete without the Zoom Multi-Stomp MS-70 CDR. So, come on, guys. Now, this is the bad boy I picked up just last week. Finally upgraded from that 4-channel mixer. So we're looking at the Yamaha MG20XU. And I'm saving a lot of these spaces here. I've got some cables coming from Amazon, and I'm going to output directly from my modules into the mixer, into the various channels, and then control that here. So looking forward to that. Down on the floor, shouldn't be on the floor, and it won't be for long. It only is because I've had to put the mixer up. Now remember, this mixer is going to be set up the same as this ARC 2600. The mixer's going to be standing in that rack there. So this rack is going to be set up, it's exactly the same as that one, and this mixer is going to be standing up almost vertically, and that's happening pretty soon. That's why I had to move the Behringer Crave and Edge down here next to Carly's bed. That's going to be off the floor very soon, guys. But yeah, and also coming, I've got another 2 in Perth as well that I'm picking up, which is the Behringer Spice, which is a clone of the Moog Subharmonicon. We know the Crave, Behringer Crave, is a clone of the Moog Mother 32, and the Edge is the clone of the Moog DFAM, Drummer from Another Mother. So I've got the Subharmonicon clone coming, which is the Behringer Spice, as well as the Behringer Grind, which again is reflected also in the Brains Eurorack module that's going to go in here. Same beast, essentially. Now moving around a bit further. I do have another Roland drum machine that I got back in. It'd have to be late 80s. It's a Roland. Oh God, is it TR 303? I forget. It's the white, cream-coloured digital drum machine. And it's in a box somewhere, and I need to find it. I must find it. The only reason it's in a box for years now, over, 2 decades, I lost the power supply and didn't get another one. Now I've got like 150 different power supplies in bags of different voltages and everything. So I'll have one that fits. So I've got to find that little sucker and set him up. Yeah. Oh, and the Eurorack cabling, I don't have anywhere yet to put it, so it's all just sitting in there at the moment. Spaghetti soup. So a whole bunch of, hundreds at the end of the day in this room, different Eurorack cables of different lengths to help me connect all these bad boys together. Yeah, now, let me just bring this around. In closing, thanks guys for, if you did stick through to the end, Jesus, 20 minutes plus. I didn't think it'd be that long, but hey, whatever. Maybe I rambled on a bit too much. Not to worry. There's not that many videos on my YouTube channel right now, actually, but I'm going to make amends to that. I'm going to be adding new ones. I want to work on something this afternoon once I get off this. So, thanks guys for sticking with me. And, shout out to, I don't have it on me right now, Taylor Fiore. He inspired me to do this video today. He's on YouTube. Maybe I'll drop the link in the chat in this video when it's uploaded. I believe he's in the US. And yeah, I've been looking at some of his videos, what he's doing with modular and the Ableton Move. Oh, by the way, I have an Ableton Move. Yeah, I knew there was more gear. Hang on a second. So I've got the Tascam DP008EX multi-track recorder, just there. That's bloody good. I like that. Take it in the garden, record some shit. And then under that, in the case, is the Ableton Move. And I'm loving the Ableton Move, I really am. And that's why I'm talking about Taylor Fiore. Sorry, mate, get your name wrong, but I'll work that out. Yeah, I had a look at one of his videos where he's integrating the Ableton Move with his Eurax system, and I just thought, yeah, that's what I want to do. So shout out, and I'll get his name in the link, guys. Check out his channel, subscribe, and everything else. He's a great guy by the sounds of things. I haven't met him. He probably needs to work on his maths, but whatever, don't we all? So anyway, all right, guys, signing out. Cheers. This is Craig in my little studio in the Philippines. Take it easy, guys. Till next time. See you later.